Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today, I have a lot of new makeup to test. A lot. I went kind of crazy on Ulta's website and I picked up the new Essence Keep Me Covered foundation. I have two shades of this as well as the concealer. I'll get into that later. So I have the foundation and concealer. I also got a PR package from Pacifica. So I have a lot of products that they gave me, a lot of products. One of their new eyeshadow palettes, the Animal Magic eyeshadow palette. I also have their vegan collagen fluffy lash mascara as well as their eyelash primer, which I love a good eyelash primer. They sent me also a couple of pencil eyeliners, and I have the new e.l.f. color corrector. I have the About Face new lip product that they came out with. I have the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. I have the Juvia's Place Swirly Lip Gloss. I have a cream blush from Oma by Sharon C from Walmart. I do already have one of these, but I got a different shade. I think that's it. But that's basically a full face. If you enjoy testing new makeup videos, please give this a thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy it. And I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave if you enjoy makeup content. All right, I have already primed my eyes with the Rare Beauty Eye Primer. And so I'm gonna start with my eyes. I have never tried Pacifica eyeshadows. The only Pacifica product I've ever tried is one of their foundations, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I'm always gonna be honest with you guys, even if I get things in PR, I'm gonna tell you my true thoughts because I don't want you guys to buy things that suck. Let's be real. Anyway, so let's open this up. I did take a little gander at it and it looks really pretty. It looks like a neutral palette with a couple of pops of color, which I'm here for. So it looks like this on the outside. Magical eyeshadows. What kind of magic are they gonna bring me? Are they gonna do my taxes? Because that would be great. On Ulta's website, this retails for $24, which that's kind of pricey, but you are getting quite a lot of shades. And if the quality is good, I don't mind that price point. The packaging feels quite nice. Like it's a cardboard packaging with a, oh. It says Pacifica's best-selling Animal Magic eyeshadow palette has 28 animal-inspired talc-free eyeshadows to make your eyes roar. Pigmented matte, reflective and shimmer shades, blendable formula, recyclable paper palette, window film pops out for easy recycling. Got it, that makes sense. 100% vegan and cruelty-free. So, I'm excited. I mean, the color story of this looks actually quite pretty and right up my alley. I'm not mad at it at all. Just by looking at it, there looks like there's a couple of different shimmer formulas. Like there's these marbled shades, which I do see in some drugstore palettes. I've seen them before. And then they have like our typical regular metallic shades as well as mattes. So let's do it. I'm excited. I have not even swatched this at the time that you're seeing this, so I'm just going into this kind of blind here. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with the shade Stag right up here, which is going to be just a very light transition shade on me, I'm assuming. Okay, so that kind of showed up exactly as I expected it would. There was no issues blending it. I don't know how much you can see it. It's just a very light, sort of neutral crease shade, which is exactly what I wanted. This shade Dragon right here, this like greenish gold is like kind of calling my name. Okay, let's move on. So I'm gonna go into the shade Mouse right here. This is kind of hard to hold, but this shade Mouse right here. Just a little deeper. I'm gonna put just a little bit lower in my crease. So with the brush that I used, it was a little more on the fluffy side. It didn't really show up true to pan. So I'm gonna get something a little denser. I'm gonna pick it up on just a slightly denser brush. Let's see like if I can build it up a little more. So yeah, I was able to build it up a lot more with that denser brush. All right, I'm gonna take another just more angled brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Bear, which is over, I'm not even sure, I'm holding it this way. This shade Bear right here, which is a deeper brown. It's not super deep, but a lot of the like really deep mattes down here are more colorful and I was kind of wanting to stick to the neutrals. So I'll pick that up, and I'm just gonna pack this on the outer corner. It's a nice neutral, 3 browns, you know, little gradient. Looks good. No problems really using those shades. They look pigmented enough on my eyes that they match the pan with some building up. Let's just go a little crazy. I'm gonna go into the black, which is called Crow. I'm just gonna put this real close to my lash line, just on the outer edge. Let's see what that looks like. Fine, it's pretty good black. I didn't get any fallout on my face, nothing like that. So I'm happy. What shimmer? I'm really thinking I want to use that shade Dragon. Feels pretty good. It feels a little dry. I also want to pick up just one of these like marbled shades just to see what it feels like. Bunny. That one's definitely more textured. Coyote. A little more textured. Kitty. Oh, kitty. A little more textured. And they feel a little dry. I'm not going to lie. All of them do. I feel a bit dry. So that's what they look like. I'm sure you've already seen the swatches of everything anyway. They're pretty looking. Let's use the Dragon shade. I'm most intrigued by that. But of course, I am going to apply the NYX glitter primer just to help it out a little bit. Definitely can't hurt. All right, I'm gonna pick up Dragon on my finger. Let me just push that onto the lid. Pretty standard metallic. It's got a little zhuzh to it. It's not boring, it's not dusty, but it's nothing spectacular, but this is a drugstore brand, so I'm happy so far with it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Looks pretty. It looks nice. I like the shade. It's definitely more gold on my eyes. I thought it was gonna be a little more green, but still really beautiful. So I'm just gonna put on some liner, and then I will come back and we will go over the lash primer and the mascara. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Vegan Collagen Lash Serum Primer. I always use a lash primer whenever I put on mascara, always. Because my lashes, they grow down. So they need help. They need a little building up. And I've been using the one from Grande Lash, which has been good. My tried and true holy grail was the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer, but rest in peace. Marc Jacobs is no longer. So let's see what this is about. It says, get next level lashes, prime, protect, and intensify lashes. Why did I say that weird? Intensify lashes while you condition. I don't really care about the conditioning part, but anyway, it is what it is. On clean lashes, apply by wiggling brush from root to tip. Let sit for 60 seconds before applying mascara. Okay, good to know. All right, let's open her up. This retails for $14, by the way. Ooh, the component is beautiful and it's heavy. Really nice. Love the ombre, the pink to purple ombre, super pretty. And it looks like this. Smells like mascara. All right, so it has like a slight white tint to it, not as white as a lot of lash primers are. It's a little more milky colored. The brush was quite large, so just keep that in mind. I'm gonna let it sit for 60 seconds.
Moments later.
All right, so now we're gonna go in with the Vegan Collagen Fluffy Lash Mascara. Their branding is really cute, and like their packaging is really cute. So what does this say? What are the claims? Users agree, instant appearance of longer lashes. Lashes look thicker and healthier after use, and up to 12 hours of wear. The 100% vegan twisted fluff it up brush rolls the nourishing, glossy true black formula onto every single lash while separating them for a soft, fluttery effect. Recyclable glass packaging. Sounds good. Let's give it a shot. Actually, same exact packaging as the lash primer. Weighted, it's a glass bottle apparently. There's an ombre, really pretty. And this is what the wand looks like. It's interesting. It's kind of like an hourglass shape, but it also has like a spiral effect to it. Now, I don't have great lashes to begin with, okay? So, don't expect much. Didn't really do much of anything. I don't like this. I think this would be nice if you want a very, very natural look to your lashes, because it kind of just tinted my lashes. It didn't really give any length or volume at all whatsoever. Now, I am going to continue to use this because sometimes mascaras need a little bit of time to dry out a little bit. In my experience, I think I like a lot of mascaras more after a certain time period has gone by, like a week or two. So I'm going to continue to use this, but upon first application, I don't know. And it could be either the primer, the mascara, or the mixture of both. I'm gonna put on a second coat here. Not so sure about this one. I'll keep you posted. I'll continue to test it, and I will put it in a speed reviews video in the future. Okay, something I'm so excited to be testing out is the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector. Super excited. I always use a color corrector. Every time I do my makeup, I use the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector because, as you can see, it's quite obvious. I have very dark under eyes. So I find that a color corrector really helps me if I put just a thin layer down. It corrects enough that I don't have to use as much concealer. So it's nice that I don't have to over conceal. I picked up the shade Peach because that is typically the shade I would use for an under eye corrector. What does this claim to do? Counteracts dark spots for fair to medium skin. Full coverage satin. This retails for $4, which I think is magnificent. It layers flawlessly under foundations and concealers without caking or creasing. I will be the judge of that. Now, what I'm gonna do today is I'm only gonna put it under one eye because I have a new concealer to test out and I wanna see what it looks like without a color corrector and with a color corrector, just to get two different perspectives. So here is what it looks like. And then we've got our paddle. This looks like their lip gloss tubes. I'm sure they use the same component. So I'm just gonna apply this under the eyes. This is a little deeper of a peach than my Becca one is. And I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger. That's what I would normally do. I've got sparkles on my fingers. So that's gonna be a good look. Okay, it's definitely pretty deep of a peach. Really deep, a little deeper than I probably would like to use, but that's okay. We're gonna try it with concealer over it. So this is the side with, this is the side without. So now let's go on to the foundation. So I bought the Essence Keep Me Covered Long Lasting Foundation. When I first ordered it, I ordered the shade 70 Warm Shell. It's actually the 6th from the lightest shade. And it looked scarily way too light for me, which I think is ridiculous. Like the shade range is terrible and the 6th to lightest shade should not be too light for me. If you've only got however many shades, I think 12 shades or something like that, it's crazy to me. I don't understand. So I then ordered this shade, which is 110 Buff, which I think is probably gonna be a little too deep. So I may have to mix them. I tried to get a shade that's in between these, but they were sold out. So I just kind of tried to get two that I thought I could mix together. It's not the ideal situation, obviously, but I'll swatch them both out on my face individually. Now, I will tell you right now, I definitely prefer my foundation on my face to be a little deeper than my skin tone on my face, just because the skin on my face is naturally lighter than the rest of my body because I do exfoliate. Plus, I load my face every day with sunscreen. So my body tends to catch the sun rays a little more, and it just makes me feel a little healthier. Like I have a tan, even when I don't. I just bronze the crap out of my neck. So this is the shade Warm Shell 70. It does have a pump. By the way, let's read the claims on this. I have no idea what the claims are. So it does retail for $6.99. It says it's a super soft formula, provides medium to high coverage, seamlessly melts into skin, giving your complexion an even healthy look, up to 16-hour wear, pair with Keep Me Covered concealer for flawless looking skin, and available in 15 shades. 15 shades, not a good shade range. Okay, so I'm just gonna pump, oh, I have so many sparkles on my hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna pump some out on the back of my hand. So this is Warm Shell. Look at that. Not my shade. And then I have the shade 110 Buff. And this one looks better. It looks a little orange. Maybe it looks a little olive, actually. Actually, this one on its own might be good enough. What if I mix them? Let's try that. It's pretty orange. Right, I'm gonna try to mix them together. I just took 2 pumps of each, mixed them together with the back of a makeup brush, and I have a lot of acne on my face, so we're gonna find out the coverage on this baby. We're gonna find out the true coverage. I'm gonna do this side with the sponge, and I'll do the other side with the brush, just for funsies. I'm not sure if it has a scent or what I'm smelling. That blended extremely easy, I'm not gonna lie. That was really easy. It kind of just like melted into my skin. The color is not the greatest. It's not terrible, but it's definitely a little like yellowy orange, but it's not terrible. I wouldn't say this is full coverage upon first application. Like I have a bunch of zits right here, well, all over my face, but I have a cluster of zits right here and I can still see the redness. So I'm gonna take a little bit more and let's see if I can build it up right there. It doesn't feel thick on the skin. Pretty nice. Upon first application, I would call it like a natural finish. It doesn't look dry or matte, but it doesn't look super luminous either. It still has a little bit of a glow to it, but it's not greasy. Okay, so I'm gonna use the brush on the other side. This one is from Morphe and Ariel, and I'm just gonna pick this up and just apply it on this side with the brush. That was very easy to blend in. I think this side, because I used the brush, I had to use way less product. Like I only had to dip in once and it covered the entire right side of my face, where with the sponge, obviously a sponge absorbs product, it's a sponge. That's its job. So I'm not surprised of that. So yeah, looks pretty good. Pretty darn good. I'm very happy with this so far. By the way, I probably should have said, for those of you who are new, I am 36 years old and I have normal to oily skin. Typically my skin is very oily, but recently it's been more towards the normal side. So I did prep my skin with a moisturizer that I know and I love. So I'm not like testing out a new primer or anything like that. I didn't want to have too many variables here. So far so good. Let's see how it melts into the skin as I do my makeup. I'm not going to get a full wear test today because it is 5:36 p.m. So probably won't wear this very long, but I will continue, of course, to test it and come back later to give you an update. All right, let's get into this concealer. So it's the same thing. When I ordered the concealer, I ordered the shade
1 hour later.
Oh, and I thought something that was interesting. Oh, the foundation was made in Italy and the concealer's made in Poland. I don't think I've ever seen any makeup products made in Poland. I thought that was really interesting. Now, one downside about this is the actual tube doesn't have the color, like the shade on it. The foundation does, but the concealer doesn't. So I think I ordered the shade. Let me look at my history. I ordered the shade Shell, which is the 4th from lightest shade, and it looks way too light. Then I ordered the shade Light Medium, which I think looks a little too dark. So once again, I think we're gonna have to combine them because the shade in between was sold out at the time. So yeah, it has it on the actual sticker, the shade, but once you take the sticker off, good luck to you knowing what shade you got. I'm very picky with concealer, so I am always a good judge. You're going to get like the most critical reviews from me because I have such dark under eyes. I have a lot of fine lines. I fake smile a lot. So naturally my concealer creases throughout the day. So what are the claims? Let's find out. Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer easily hides spots, redness, and under eye circles for a flawless complexion. Those are large claims. Lightweight, non-comedogenic formula can easily be built up for medium to high coverage. Pair with the Essence Keep Me Covered Long-Lasting Foundation, available in multiple shades. I think there's only 12 shades or something like that. Not good. Aloe vera helps to hydrate skin, minimize the look of pores, soothes redness, and helps control oil. All right, I'm gonna start with the lighter shade. That's pretty light, but it might not be that bad. I'm gonna use a sponge on this side. I'm gonna add in a little tiny dot of the light medium. Yeah, that looks too dark. It's a bummer. Now remember, this is the side with the color corrector. Okay, that blended out really nicely. It feels more on the liquidy side. Keep that in mind. But it blended out really nicely and it looks pretty good. So this is the side with the color corrector and the concealer, and this is the side with nothing. So now let's go over here. I'm gonna do the same thing. I did like a little bit. Oh no, let me make sure this is the right one. Oh, I used the wrong one. And I'm gonna use a brush on this side. This is the BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy A506 brush. And I'm just gonna blend it out on this side with a brush and see what that looks like. I can definitely already tell the difference between the side with the color corrector and the side without. So that's a good thing. And I was a little worried that that color corrector was gonna be too deep, but once the concealer's over it, I don't see that deeper peach tone. So this is the side with the concealer and the color corrector. This is the side with just the concealer. I would call this high medium because I can still see some of my veins poking through, but it still covered a lot of the darkness. So, okay, this is promising. We'll see. Now I'm gonna set it. I have the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Fair Light. I've been using this recently. It's a really good setting powder. It has a little bit of a tint to it, so it may add a little coverage, but I don't apply it heavily. So I try to get a lot of the product off just so there's a tiny bit on the puff. Puff, poof, puff. Let me just get rid of any creases, and I'm just gonna set that lightly. All right, so that's what it looks like set. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty nice. Okay, I'm just gonna set my T-zone with this powder, and then we're gonna move on to the contour. All right, so next up, we have the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. So if you watched my last video, which was the new makeup releases video, I did actually end up swatching this on camera because it was one of the new makeup releases I was talking about, and I said, actually, I've already bought it. Let me show it to you. And when I swatched it on my hand and blended it out, it was definitely very sheer, very, very sheer. I got the shade Light, which is the lightest shade. It does come in 3 shades, and it does retail for $14.49. And the color on this is quite cool toned. Let's try it on the face. So it has the same applicator as the liquid highlighter, which I didn't like. It's just like a twisty up with a sponge tip. Let's give it a shot. So on this side, I'm just gonna kind of dot it on. I'm scared. I'm scared, oh my gosh. And I'm gonna take a brush and I'm just going to blend it out. It's very cool toned. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that color on me at all. It looks like I put dirt on my face. So I'm just taking the sponge with no extra product. I'm just trying to blend it out a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely a true contour. Like it's very cool toned. I think if you're fair and you like a cool tone contour, say that 10 times fast. Cool tone contour. Cool. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, which I normally do with every liquid product generally, I put it on the back of my hand and then I pick it up from my hand onto the brush. And let's see if that changes the pigmentation, because actually that was quite pigmented. I was surprised, but I think maybe doing this, yeah, see, that makes it way less pigmented and much more easy to control, in my opinion, for what I like. Oh, I don't like that. That looks like literal dirt on my face. Eee. This side is better because it is a little more sheared out. Maybe I would have been better to have gotten a different shade, like the next shade up or something. Okay, so now that the foundation and the concealer have been on my face for a few minutes, it's looking nice. The foundation definitely looks like it's dried down to a little bit more of a matte finish. Not like drying matte, but definitely more of a matte finish, but it still looks really nice. The concealer looks like it's a little on the dry side, but I actually don't mind that. If you've been here before, you know I've said that. Like, I don't mind if a concealer is a little bit more on the dry side as long as it lasts and like doesn't crease like crazy on me. So looks pretty good. It doesn't look like the best concealer that I've tried, but it looks pretty good so far. So I'm not hating it. So now for blush, we have the Oma by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life blush in the shade Audacity. So I did pick up another one of these blushes and I have tried it on camera and I really, really liked the formula. And every time I've been going into Walmart to go to this stand, it's been a mess. I have 3 Walmarts within like 10 minutes of me, which is amazing. And every time I go into any of them, the makeup section is an absolute mess. And I don't know about you, it makes me not want to be there and not want to shop. It overwhelms me. So I really hadn't looked more at this stand until recently. I went in the morning and whoever it was that opened the store probably cleaned the whole makeup section because it looked beautiful. And I had never even noticed the shade before, the shade Audacity. It looks like a beautiful rosy pink. From the past, when I've tried this blush, it's definitely more sheer than it looks in the pan. So I like to pick it up on my brush and then tap it out on my hand just to make sure I'm not picking up too much product. This one definitely has a little bit of a glow to it. I wouldn't say a sparkle, but definitely a sheen. And let's just put that on. Yeah, definitely sheer. That's really pretty. Really pretty. Look at that. Wow, so pretty. Very buildable because I'm really going in there with my brush. And as you can see, it's not coming out on my face a ton. I'm able to just control how much product I'm putting on there. That's beautiful. Stunning. So that's the shade Audacity. Really pretty. I'm gonna skip highlighter today just because the blush is glowy. I think I have enough glow. I'm happy with it. Now I have 2 lip products that I'm super excited to try. So this is the Juvia's Place, the Candy Shop Choco Milo Lip Gloss. Tell me this does not look absolutely delectable. It looks so yummy. So this is called the Silky Whipped Gloss. Comes in various vivid color combinations for a natural lip glow and a touch of couture. Leaves lips drenched in moisture-infused color. Each shade is unique and leaves lips soothed, moisturized, and glossy. Retails for $14. When I saw the Candy Shop collection and all the glosses that went along with it, I was so excited to try this. Okay, here we go. I don't smell anything, but this is what it looks like. Looks really brown. I'm just gonna put it on my bare lips just to see what it looks like. It has like a candy sort of taste to it. It's not super strong of a smell. Ooh, that is beautiful. That's really pretty. Ooh, I like that. I was gonna say it's a brown with a pinky undertone, which obviously it's brown mixed with pink. Genius, Rachel. Texture-wise, it feels really nice. A little on the thicker side. I mean, not sticky, but it definitely coats the lips. I like that a lot. But I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna try the About Face lip product as well. So this is the About Face Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter. Does that not sound delicious to you? Because it sounds delicious to me. I got the shade Peach Punisher, and online it's described as a cinnamon peach, which I thought was right up my alley. It retails for $15, and it says, drench lips in this super glossy high shine balm that instantly melts onto skin, leaving behind a pigmented kiss of color. The About Face Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter is infused with a deliciously fruity scent and a blend of lip-loving ingredients. Ooh, sounds good to me. All right, so it's one of these ones where you click it up and you can't click it back down, so don't click it up too far.
1 hour later.
Okay, I just went up a little bit. Whoa, very pigmented. Look at that, very, very pigmented. Has like a mango scent. It's like a corally color. A little brighter than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, the actual packaging looks really bright, but looks really pretty. Little brighter than I would normally wear, I'm not gonna lie, but feels really nice, really comfortable, like a gloss, but it definitely has quite a bit of pigment to it. I don't love this color. It's a little too pink for me, but it feels really nice. The smell is nice. It's not overwhelming, but I definitely taste like a mango-y, fruity scent. So this is Peach Punisher. All right, let's finish up the lower lash line. Now, they did send me a purple and a blue liner for the waterline. So let's just, we're just having fun here today, okay? We're not taking it too seriously. I wanna do something maybe purple on the lower lash line just so I can test out that purple liner. So I'm gonna go in with that eagle right here with a tiny little brush. Now I'm actually just gonna push that up right up against my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Butterfly right here, this like cool toned purple. I'm just gonna run that underneath the first shade. All right, I'm gonna go in with the Vegan Eyeliner Long Wear. It's an interesting name. I have mine in the shade Lilac. It says Smooth, Rich, Long Wear Plant Powered Formula. Okay, that's it. And it's an actual pencil, which we'll see. Let's try to put this in the waterline, see how it goes. It's actually really good, really pretty. The first time I went over it, it wasn't really showing up as well, but I just warmed it up on my hand and then went back in and it showed up just fine. It looks really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do the finishing touches. I will come back to give you my final thoughts. Okay, I am back. I put on Alamar Cosmetics Dulce Lip Liner. I lined my lips with it and filled it in, and I put the Juvia's Place gloss back on. I couldn't help myself. And I put on Unearthly Cosmetics Lashes in Intangible, my favorites. This application on this side was not a good one today, but we're just gonna move on. And then I popped an inner corner highlight from the palette White Raven right here. Really beautiful, like very icy white shimmer for the inner corner. And yes, and I put some brows on. I'm gonna link everything, by the way, that I used today down below in the description box if you're interested. Let me give you like my top picks and my bottom picks for what I used today. The top picks, this gloss. I love it. I think it's so, so pretty. It's brown and it's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented, but there's enough pigment to make it like special. It feels great. It looks great. I love it. I love the look of it. I don't really smell anything. I'm also known for not being able to smell things. This was great. Another top pick was this blush from Oma by Sharon C in this shade Audacity. I love this like rosy pink color. It has a little bit of a glow, but it's not overly sparkly or glittery. Really easy to blend, buildable, really nice. Really, really nice blushes. This is my second one now. I highly suggest checking them out if there's a color that you like. I've really been enjoying it. Now, I did want to quickly give an update. I did also buy the bronzer, the lightest shade, and I did test it on camera a while ago, and it's just way too light for me. It doesn't show up at all, so I decided to declutter it, but I did buy the next shade up that's a little deeper. I obviously didn't try it in today's video, but I will try it in the future. Hopefully that will work out better. For bottom picks for me, I think it's gonna be the lash primer and the mascara. Especially the mascara, I just feel like it's not the effect I like. If you like a very natural lash, just a little bit of extra little black color to your natural lashes, maybe you would like it, but I need help. Like I need something that's gonna volumize, lift my lashes, make them look like a little juicier, a little thicker, you know. This didn't do it for me, unfortunately. Now, again, I'm gonna continue to use it. Maybe it just needs time to dry out, but first impressions, not my favorite mascara. And then the other kind of bottom pick I would say is this Flower Beauty Contour. It's just way too cool toned for my preference. I also did pop off camera and put on some bronzer. I just wanted to add a little warmth. I put the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer on. So that's helping a little bit, but this is just way too cool tone for me. It's not my favorite look. If you like a cool tone contour, you probably would like this because it was easy to blend out. There was no issues in that, but it's very cool toned. Everything else was pretty good. I mean, in the middle, you know, the palette actually seems pretty promising. It definitely wasn't bad. I'm gonna continue to use this. I do a palette ranking video later on at the end of the month after I've used palettes enough to get my full thoughts, but I'm not disappointed in this at all so far. So I will keep you posted on that. I will keep you posted on everything else as well, but yeah, I like the look. At the end of the day, I like the look. Now with these complexion products being on, what time is it? 6:20, so it's almost been an hour. The foundation's definitely matte. Like it's dried down completely matte, but I don't feel like it's too matte. I like a matte foundation though. So if you don't like a matte foundation, you're probably not gonna like this because it's definitely dried down to a matte finish, but it's not overly cakey looking or anything. The concealer is definitely creasing on me. It's not like the most long-lasting concealer I can tell right now. And when I moved away from my big light across to my desk over there, the sun's not out now, so I don't have sunlight, but just away from the big light, I could definitely tell that this concealer is not full coverage. I can definitely still see a lot of darkness under my eyes. But again, I have more darkness than the average person, so just keep that in mind. It's not terrible, but I'm gonna continue to test it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you tried these products? Were you interested in checking them out? Did this help you out? I wanna know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I wanna thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.